Thinking back on my life and deciding what has been my biggest coming of age story has been pretty difficult for me. Because like everyone else, life simply happens. And sometimes when I'm thinking selfishly, I like to think to my dramatic self that life seems to throw more loops and twists my way more than anyone else. Sure, I could definitely tell you about some of my most joyful triumphs and accomplishments, or some of my deepest sorrows and trials. But I realize that just because they are the most exciting or depressing events in my life, they're not the only things that shape me. These extreme highs or extreme lows, they will never really define me. Now, I have started to finally understand what my biggest coming of age is. It's about me with going a complete change of thought and way of thinking. In high school, I always hated where I was. Since freshman year, my best friends were always older than me, by at least 1 or 2 grade levels. So while I was dredging through the halls of my high school sophomore year, trying to decide between pottery and art for my electives, my friends were all picking colleges and their future roommates. But then senior year came along, and I was finally in the right shoes. I was finally going to get out of the nightmare of high school. This year, I had made some awesome new friends again, but this time, they pushed me to venture out and have more whimsical fun. The kind of whimsy where we would just get on a kayak and paddle all the way over to an island with our surfboards behind, thinking that only 1 pound of chicken feet was going to satisfy our hunger for all 3 days. It was those kind of adventures that I remember. But as great as I can crack up senior year to be, my heart and head still wasn't completely where I was. I had all my real thoughts and hopes aimed for college still, and I just knew that it was the promised land filled with complete freedom, endless adventure, and glory. In fact, I got so eager to leave, I left Tampa the day after I graduated. I took my stuff and just went on a real blind adventure. Through incredible backstories and God's will, I moved into a mutual friend's house I had never really met before. This is Troy.
Yeah. Good job.
There you go.
Good job.
I feel like champ.
Okay, we're eating good tonight.
He lived right next to the beach and surfed. It was really the only requirements I needed. Now, we're best friends.
Look at your butt.
Oh no!
You can see your butt.
Is it red?
Yes, it's red. It's like bleeding.
Really? Can you kiss it? But
Oh.
if it is, you'll try.
Yeah.
You promise?
I promise. Pinky swear.
Okay.
Not bad? Yeah? You be honest. How bad? You didn't swallow it.
Oh, it's a cool angle.
It doesn't taste bad. It just.
Here in Jax, I had a summer of a lifetime. It was like straight out of a movie. I mean, waking up, walking to the beach, catch some waves, come back, have some lunch. It was unbelievable. Here, I also met some of my favorite people in the world. But it was all still in the back of my head because college was finally almost here. And I was about to move into my dorm. Now here, at college, at Florida State University, I started loving every minute of it. I loved the freedom I had and the lack of needing to meet someone else's ideas of what was good for me. Here, I found a fantastic church and an awesome friend group. And Troy and I even managed to find someone else crazy enough to go on our outrageous adventures or our aimless wanderings through private properties and fields and forests or other ridiculous shenanigans. This is Chun, but we call him Poops for a lot of reasons I probably should not share. Overall, he's just a big goof. with a big heart. I've been doing everything I envisioned myself in college doing, and more. Skate and surf trips, meeting new people, doing stupid shenanigans. But for some reason, I find myself unsatisfied. I couldn't describe the feeling to anyone. Then, nearing the end of last semester, my friend from high school made an amazing video about our senior year together and summed up a lot of our adventures with a ton of simple, beautiful, reminiscent clips. This video started to help me really discover and pin down what my unsatisfaction was. Describe this feeling is like what's happening right behind me. You see, when you're building something, you have all these ideas and visions of what it's going to be like. And then when you finally decided to sign your lease for your big fancy apartment, you start envisioning yourself in the house, how you'll decorate it, what food you'll buy, and all your hype about the future living situation is making you hate more and more of what you're already in. Then you move in, and it's almost perfect. It's the exact model of what you've been envisioning and what you've been planning on for your entire last semester. But then you realize that the bathrooms work just the same as Smith Hall did. And sure, you have a little bit more room, but you managed. You had fun in that room. Then, suddenly, you find yourself in just another building. It leaves you with this, now what feeling. You see, we can hype up the future all we want. We can design it to be perfect for our liking and just to our comfort. But if we are always looking at the future, we're gonna miss what's happening right here and right now. And as for looking at the past, yeah, it's good to look back now and again to help remember what you've done and see how you've changed. But the same thing goes for the future as the past. We can't recreate it or relive it in those genuine initial feelings. The only thing we can really, truly experience is what's happening right here. And I've started to realize that. I must start living in the moment. Adrenaline. Silliness.
Put those away.
Put these
Put
away?
that away.
Put these away?
Put that away.
Curiosity. Joy. These emotions, these feelings, they're all a part of life. And it's time I start to seize each moment and to start living here. To be present.